What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, I was going through YouTube and I stumbled across this video. It's first world European problem. Of course, this is on Reddit. I had to check this out because I was like, let's see some first world problem here in Europe. And I know y'all see that this video does work. I don't know why they put this screen. It does work though. I had to check it out and make sure because I was like, oh man, I thought that, but it works. It really does. So y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations, and hey, y'all let me know if you feel like these are some first world problems in Europe yourself in the comments below. But let's see.
What's a uniquely European problem? Different Netflix content when you change country.
Oh, that is a big problem.
Problem of Germany and most likely London and the area around. Can't tell for other countries, so not sure if it counts, but I am pretty confident that besides Spain every country has this problem to some extent, having to plan for bomb defusal whenever there is a bigger excavation in or near any bigger city. World War II left some exciting treasures to search for. Studying a few months in a neighboring country, falling in love, getting married and suddenly having a bunch of relatives you can't talk to.
What?
Happens very quickly here. Happened to me.
What? Studying a few months, falling in love, and can't talk to your relative? Why?
In my family that happened 2 generations in a row, so I can have an actual conversation with like 30% of my relatives. Depending on the relatives, it can be a huge bless not understanding everything. Having a website in Russian language automatically because some people still think your country is part of Soviet Union. I relate to that. It's been almost 30 years and barely anyone under 30 speaks Russian well enough, including me. Ha ha. Small roads. Dunno if this is just England, but my street can only fit 1 car and a skinny person, and the main road outside it can barely squeeze a bus and a big van. Italy is supposed to be the worst for small roads. There's a reason they make small cars.
I was about to ask if anybody can guess what country they're talking about or what city they're talking about. And of course, Italy. Italy got small roads people can barely walk on. I've seen Italy videos, but I don't think. I mean, the roads look pretty. It looks like a couple of cars can fit on the roads, at least.
Not being sure of exactly what country you're in sometimes, when you're driving through some border regions. Taking a detour through Germany or France depending on traffic conditions. I grew up in a border region. You cycle to Belgium for some decent chips on a Saturday afternoon, and when your TV breaks you drive to Germany for a new one because they're cheaper there. And going through Luxembourg for cheaper gas.
Wow.
Wait, there's something cheap in Luxembourg? On the third.
That's incredible to me that any direction you go, you can be in a different country. We might be in a different town, just driving back, and that's incredible. Man, that is crazy. I can't imagine.
Gas. Wait, there's something cheap in Luxembourg?
Through different countries,
on the 13th of October 1992, following written orders, Swiss Army cadets unknowingly crossed the border and went to Treason to set up an observation post. Swiss commanders had overlooked the fact that Treasonberg was not on Swiss territory. Switzerland apologized to Liechtenstein for the incident. In March 2007, a company of 171 Swiss soldiers mistakenly entered Liechtenstein, as they were disorientated and took a wrong turn due to bad weather conditions. The troops returned to Swiss territory before they had traveled more than 2 kilometers into the country. The Liechtenstein authorities did not discover the incursion and were informed by the Swiss after the incident. The incident was disregarded by both sides. A Liechtenstein spokesman said, "It's not like they invaded with attack helicopters. No problem, these things happen."
Just took a wrong turn.
Switzerland invaded Liechtenstein. Twice. By accident. I once went to Switzerland by accident because I got on the wrong ski lift. Took ages, and when I got off the other end there were a bunch of Swiss flags. Skied back down into France. Spending 3 hours driving to another country because the soda, candy and alcohol is cheaper, and filling entire trailers and cars with it. Everyone who lives in Denmark on Jutland takes road trip over the border to Germany, shopping at places like Kaller and Flegeard. and stockpile huge amounts of soda, food and alcohol so that they have enough for months or years to come. It's basically just shitty Viking raids.
Dang, Germany? I didn't know Germany was that cheap compared to the other ones. No, they never talk about it in the videos, how cheap it is. I mean, if other countries are driving to Germany to going to get stuff, somebody said they just got a TV. They drove to Germany to get a TV because it was cheaper.
It's basically just shitty Viking raids. I'm waiting for a parody video of just that now. A swarm of Danes dressed in battle gear in vans and wagons descending on unsuspecting German supermarket. Edit, thanks for the silver. Having to dig massive catacombs under cities to store all the dead bodies. Not getting any cool stamps in the passport when traveling through Europe. Didn't realize it before now. I like seeing stamps on my passport from Australia and US and other countries, so it would be cool to have the European ones as well. I stamp EU passports sometimes when asked. It depends on who's asking. Usually I don't stamp if there are other travelers nearby because suddenly everybody wants a stamp. I once stamped a Spanish guy's passport because he asked so nicely and I could tell he was kind of nervous about asking. He got so excited he told his whole travel group. I had not realized he was the last one in a group of 10 to 12, and they all came back to me to get stamps. They got their stamps, but looking back I probably shouldn't have done that. Hopping over to your friend in the next country over only to find out they have the wrong configuration of 2/3 pins, only to have to quickly drive back over the border to pick up your adapter so you can charge your phone.
My God.
I've always wondered about this. Why do different countries have differently shaped outlets? Because World War II came in the way of standardization. To be fair, World War II got in the way of a lot of things.
That would suck though. Having to drive all the way back just because the outlets are different. Can't imagine.
Despite all the data mining, Google will still suggest me website in German even if it knows that I only speak French. Edit, yes, I also speak English, but on local websites there is either French or German, so the website will automatically set the German option despite my location being in the French-speaking part of my country. Fucking Switzerland. The wrong song representing your country in Eurovision. Still bitter.
Dang.
Try living in a country, UK, that's only in it for the televoting money and basically sends a glorified red coat every year because we don't want to host it.
Dang. Hey, the UK actually had this past year. I know this video is older, but I know UK actually had a guy that's actually real good. Believe his name is Sam Ryder. I believe Sam Ryder. Guy, that dude was good. He could sing. Hey, so they showed up and showed out this time. Even though they didn't win, they showed up and showed out because that guy was good.
Sends a glorified red coat every year because we don't want to host it. It's often expected that you need to learn your native language, English, and frequently one more language to a good level. Edit, I want to thank everyone who took their time to reply. It's been fascinating reading all your comments about the cultures of your countries growing up. Yeah, like in Denmark it's at least English, Danish, German or French. And if you are extra good, also learn French/German. The vodka got expensive again. You can tell how far east you've traveled by the price of vodka. Is it cheaper or more expensive in the east? Alcohol in general is cheapest in Central/Eastern Europe. And once you hit deep country in Russia, it's also used interchangeably with money. In fact, it's probably more valuable because there's no inflation with vodka. Debating with your family.
Hey, you can tell a lot. Hey, that's how we could tell with the gas though. Like I would say going up north, you start realizing like where I'm at in town, gas is a certain price. Going up north, you're gonna start seeing it increase like by 20 cents. So that kind of lets you know where you are too.
Valuable because there's no inflation with vodka. Debating with your family in which of the neighboring countries you should do the groceries today. As a Brit, could you explain, as a lot of these replies I can't relate to, including this. Speaking many languages but only in the formal polite forms instead of the slangs and curses. Or learning an entirely wrong dialect. Source, went to Oktoberfest in Munich and tried to be a good tourist and learn some German before going. Apparently Rosetta Stone teaches something closer to a Berlin dialect and the Bavarians were not impressed. I'm sure my accent wasn't helping.
Not Rosetta
When they
Stone.
ask you is it safe to go to Balkans? Wanna punch them in the face. Edit, the war ended 24 years ago. It is safe to travel. We have electricity, we have Wi-Fi, we have cars. Driving far too long and accidentally missing the last exit,
Ooh,
and therefore ending up in an entire different country. Having to Google does
What
X.
type of... These are definitely Europe problems right here. Taking a wrong exit and being in a whole different country. Man, I can take a wrong exit and I'm looking for the nearest gas station or nearest McDonald's because there's a McDonald's on every block, every corner it seemed like. Wherever town you go to, there's a McDonald's. But mixing the exit and ended up in a whole different... That's different. That is different.
And therefore ending up in an entire different country. Having to Google does X take the euro every time? If the country doesn't, then you're coming home with lots of fiddling small change that the banks won't deal with. In my drawer right now I have 20 Croatian kunas, 418 Ukrainian hryvnias, 50 Russian rubles, 100 Hungarian forint, 3.17 euros, 1000 Albanian leka and 25 Bulgarian leva. Okay, this isn't a uniquely European thing, but how similar European languages are at times. I go to international school, and it's crazy how many kids can understand what someone's saying in one language because they know a similar one. Reminder to be careful what you say and where you say it. But at the same time how different they are.
Interesting.
Scandinavians can all understand each other. No one understand the Finnish. It's cheaper to take 2-week holiday to Mallorca than a 10-day nature trip to Center Parks.
Dang.
How many cheek kisses do I do here? In France it's 2. In the Netherlands, it's 3. Are there more kisses in other places? How many kisses are acceptable in formal situations? Please, can't we just shake hands awkwardly like in the UK? I've worked a lot in France, am English, live in the Netherlands. I still get worked up about kisses, it isn't the Brit way.
Oh my god.
Edit, I am reliably informed by 2 commenters here that France is a country of many regional kiss variations. From 1 up to 5.
Dang.
Help. Edit 2, thank you all so much for your amazing, funny, and informative replies. I've tried to answer as many as I can, but you're all so prolific. Thank you for making my evening so much fun. I still get worked up about kisses, it isn't the Brit way.
Is it? I mean, I seen a video talk. Most countries is like, hey, most people do. Not everybody be doing the kisses and all that stuff. You know, I always seen it. I feel like I always seen it in movies. Like mostly the French do it. That's about it though.
German here, that sounds terrifying to me too. Planning a day at the beach but having the day ruined by finding explosives from the war.
Dang.
Or planning a nice walk in the woods but having the day ruined by finding explosives from the war. Or planning a nice day at sea but finding explosives from the war. Or planning a hike in the mountains but finding explosives from the war.
Oh my god.
Or planning to find explosives from the war but instead have a hike in the mountains. Sometimes it's cheaper to fly to another EU country than to the city in your country. I'm flying to Spain next week. The taxi fare from my house to the airport is more expensive than my flight to Barcelona. Waking up to new weird American...
Is this true? Y'all gotta let me... What in the world? A flight is cheap? I ain't never... That's different right there. I ain't never... See, I knew y'all always told me it was cheap to travel, but... Getting a flight to the airport is more expensive than getting a ride to the airport is more expensive than getting a flight to a different. That's
more expensive than my flight to Barcelona. Waking up to new weird American memes on Reddit. Despite having the euro, still having to occasionally change currency when going to other European countries. You'll take our krona, and you'll like it. I live in Norway and I haven't used cash in what feels like forever. Just recently saw that we had changed some of our notes. Apparently they changed them years ago. Russians on our CSGO servers. In the American servers we just have drunk people pretending to be Russian. I'm not sure if that's better or worse. 4 hours to see the Eiffel Tower, and getting caught up in a riot. PFFT, we drove 10 hours from the UK for the weekend and got tear gassed.
Oh my gosh. That is wild. How to spot an American tourist. I gotta check that out. Oh my god. How to spot an American tourist. Hey, that is most definitely that is different right there. But yeah, y'all let me know in the comments. Are these first world European problems? Cause I'm sure some of y'all gotta let me know if you're someone, you're driving and you get to decide, which country should I go get groceries at today? You know, what country should I go get some dinner at today? Type thing. I think that's different. That is very, very different, because I can only imagine, like, usually we have everything within our city and stuff like that, but to be able to say, hey, let's just drive about 30 minutes to this other country and get some groceries or get a TV because it's cheaper. That would be real nice. But guys, like I said, let me know in the comments below. Continue to send me some recommendations. Y'all hit that subscribe button. That's all I have. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.